We're going to be talking about something that causes major problems in public speaking, and that is articulation. Communication is the process of exchanging information, ideas, or feelings to another person, and to do this, you need articulation. If you're not articulating properly, people won't be able to understand you, and holding a microphone won't make your voice any clearer. Have you ever been to an event where you can't even hear the speaker, even though they're holding a microphone? You go and say to them, "Can you speak a little bit louder?" And they reply with, "Can you hear me now?" Then they go back to their normal speaking volume. It's incredibly frustrating for you, the speaker, and everyone else in the room. This is a topic that I feel like I have to cover because every time I go to a speaking event, there always seems to be a person who can't articulate themselves properly. A few weeks ago, I attended an event where there was a panel of guest speakers, and this was in a room filled with 100 people in a large hall. Now, all of the guests had a microphone each, but the microphone wasn't working. I definitely couldn't hear what the speakers were saying because I was stood at the back of the hall. The tech team were running around trying to fix the microphone whilst the speakers were still trying to speak into the microphone. But the audience started to become more and more frustrated. People were starting to yell out, "Can you speak a little bit louder? I can't hear you at all." And all of this is completely avoidable. Either you need to check that your microphones are working before the guest speakers speak on stage, or you need to be able to use your voice without a microphone. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what articulation is. You'll be able to speak louder using your voice and use the practical tips that I've given you to improve your articulation. Before we start on the practical techniques, we need to make sure and clarify that we know what articulation is, because it's one of those words where it can mean lots of different things. Articulation means how clearly you speak, how well people can understand you, and how effectively you can communicate. Let's look at how clearly you speak, and this is from a vocal anatomy point of view, because if you want good articulation, you need to focus on your articulators. There are 3 articulators: your jaw, your tongue, and your lips. You need to be able to use all 3 articulators and move them accordingly to create the sound you want. I talked a lot about vocal anatomy and how the voice works in my video up here, and if you haven't checked it out, go and watch it first and then come back to this video, because you'll get a really good understanding of what your voice looks like and how your vocal folds function. Once you understand what your voice looks like inside and how it works, then you'll get a better understanding of what good articulation is and how to be able to speak louder. Articulation also refers to how clearly you pronounce your words and how effectively you communicate to people in your everyday speech. It's not just about your pronunciation. Articulation is also about the pacing and your vocal clarity. So when people struggle with articulation, it's not just about speaking louder, it's also about creating the words, speaking clearly, and being precise with how you say them as well. But luckily for you, I'll be covering all of these things in this video. I want to address this one big misconception around microphones. Microphones is an object that amplifies sound. Now, if you have a voice and you mumble a little bit like this, you're saying, "Hi, my name is Emily and I'm a voice and communications coach." Having a microphone only amplifies your mumbling. And if you talk really quickly like this, "Hi, my name is Emily and I'm a voice communications coach," the microphone only amplifies how fast you talk. If you lack energy in your words and what you are saying, the microphone isn't going to suddenly add more energy into your sentences. One common mistake that I always see speakers make is they always ask the audience the question, "Can you hear me?" And they're waiting for the audience to respond yes or no. If the audience reply yes, that's great. They carry on with the rest of what they were saying. If the audience say no or they can't hear anything, they repeat the same question, but with a little bit added at the end.
Can you hear me now?
And that's the main problem. A lot of speakers, they usually say that one sentence, "Can you hear me now?" with a lot more breath, a lot more vocal energy, and therefore their volume increases, but it's only for that one sentence, and then they drop back down to their usual unclear speaking voice. If you want to be heard consistently without people asking you to repeat yourself or to speak a little bit louder, then you need to train your voice to have this energy all the time. Having a microphone isn't going to fix how quiet your voice is, and you can't always rely on the technology to work. So you have to be able to develop proper vocal technique so you can use and have a powerful, clear voice. When it comes to speaking louder, many people think that speaking louder means shouting, but that doesn't mean that at all. Shouting actually strains your voice, but speaking louder, you're using your vocal folds and the muscles in a different way. So how do we speak louder and clearer without straining our voice? And the key to that answer is breath support and resonance. Breath support is the foundation for you to be able to speak properly. Without proper breath support, you won't be able to control your volume. You won't be able to use your voice to reach the person at the back of the room, and you'll find that you'll be running out of air mid-sentence. You also have vocal instability because without proper breath support, your voice sounds shaky, unstable, and breathy. So your breath is the fuel for your voice. Let's do a quick test. I want you to freeze in the position that you are now and just say the sentence, "Hi, my name is," and then say your name. Just notice how you sounded when you said that sentence. And when I said the word freeze, did you remember to breathe? Because most people would have forgotten to breathe when I said the word freeze, and this is something that is conditioned in us. But let's just do it again. Let's just take a big deep breath in through the nose, and we want that big breath of air to go right down into our hip socket. So imagine breathing all the way in through our nose and all the way down into our hips. And now we're going to say the same sentence. "Hi, my name is Emily." Notice the difference between how you said it the first time and how you said it now. And saying that sentence the second time, you would have felt your lungs feel a little bit fuller, your voice being a little bit stronger, sounding more resonant and more powerful without needing to shout. Even though when you said that sentence the second time round and it may have felt loud to you, it's not going to feel loud to the person standing at the back of the room. Remember, the vibrations of the sound of your voice has to come out of your mouth, travel around the room, and then into the other person's ears. So when you fill your lungs to its full capacity, you are able to release and gently control the amount of air coming out as you speak, and therefore you're able to speak longer, complex sentences. You'll have more vocal stamina and you'll be able to talk for longer periods throughout the day without feeling tired, because you'll be able to use your muscles more effectively and you'll create more vibrations through your vocal folds. If you really want to practice your breathing and fill your lungs with air, check out this 20-minute breathing video that I created. Whilst volume can fix your articulation, we're going to focus more on the articulation side, looking at your pacing and your vocal clarity. Clear speech isn't just about volume, it's how you're creating those sounds and putting those sounds into words. Articulation comes from your three articulators, your jaw, your tongue, and your lips. If you don't open your jaw properly when you're saying your words or your sentences, then all of those vibrations that you've created are going to be stuck inside the mouth. And when they're stuck inside the mouth, it can't travel very far and it won't be able to reach the other person's ears. And this is what happens when people are mumbling. They don't open the jaw to allow the vibrations to come out of their mouth. So to be able to tackle this issue, we want to overemphasize every single word that we're going to say. We're going to feel our cheeks move. We're going to feel our lips and our jaw move. So when you're saying the sentence, "Hi, my name is Emily," you really want to be able to feel your whole mouth moving. Hi, my name is Emily. Practice this a few times and really slow down your speech. Once you've done it over and over again, your jaw will start opening up more naturally. Next, we're going to move on to our lip position. When we're speaking British English, we have 3 different lip positions. We have the rounded lip position, the spread lip position, and the neutral lip position. For the rounded lip position, we're looking at sounds like o, or, oo, So that might be hot, bored, book, or boot. For the spread lip positions, we've got sounds like e, I, a. You can see how my cheeks are very different to the rounded lip positions. These can be words like bee, bit, bed, bat. And you also have the neutral lip position, sounds like ah, words like car, bird, and under. So really focus on the rounded lip position and the spread lip position, because the more accurate the lip position and the jaw position is, then you'll be able to sound more clear. And finally, moving on to your tongue. Without your tongue, you wouldn't be able to speak. And your tongue is really in control of creating all of the vowels and the consonants, all of the words that you're saying. We have to be able to balance the vowel sounds with the consonant sounds. The vowel sounds are A, E, I, O, U. The consonants are all of the sounds in between. If we take the sentence, "Public speaking is a powerful skill," and we remove the consonants, it will sound like this. I, ow, o, I. Now you can hear that those 2 sentences don't sound the same at all. We need the consonants in order for us to be able to deliver the message accordingly. Without the consonants, you can hear that nobody is going to be able to understand you. And if you have a habit of not pronouncing your T's, now is the time to change all of that. Instead of saying the word better, say the word better, because it's all about the vibrations. The more vibrations you send out, the more vibrations the other person is going to have when they're listening to you. Practice this sentence by overemphasizing your words, opening your jaw, spread and round those lips, and really hit those consonants. Take your time to say the sentence, then the second time round, speed it up. Great communicators must start with clarity. Great communicators must start with clarity. Remember, if people can't hear you, it doesn't matter how great your ideas are. Your voice is the tool for communication, and no technology can replace good vocal technique. And improving articulation does take consistent practice, but the results are worth it. And when you communicate more effectively, you appear more confident. Clear articulation is a skill that anyone can practice. So if you found these exercises helpful today, please hit the like and subscribe button.